Okay, so I'm Erin from Fangirlish. And first of all, but I know this is a weird thing to say, but let me tell you, both your hair looks freaking amazing. Like I'm looking at it and I'm like, I should have done stuff with mine.
Well, listen, we paid people to do stuff, so well, Nickelodeon did. Thank you.
Yeah,
We don't wake up like this, okay? I mean, some of us do, but
Some of us do. Some, on a good day after a blowout.
thank you.
But I grew, I grew up way before Rugrats, but my little brother used to watch it like religiously. And so I know a lot about the show. And I was wondering, why do you think that Rugrats is basically timeless, that it works with different generations no matter what? Because like now he's showing it to his kids, you know what I mean? And it's a interesting thing for me. I feel old asking that, but
you're not old at all. And by the way, we hear that all the time. When we go to cons, people say, thank you for my childhood. Rugrats was the only show we could all sit and watch together. It's one of those shows that there's enough adult humor that the parents can sit, and obviously enough wonderful visuals for the children. And we love that the kids that grew up with the show now get to share it with their kids. We love that they kept the original cast. And when a show like that transcends generations and countries, there's something very magical about it. And Rugrats has that magic. So you're not crazy. We hear that all the time, and we feel very blessed and lucky about it. And we feel special to be a part of so many people's childhoods and been in so many people's living rooms all this time.
I mean, yeah, it's the one thing we all have. We all have like the same, like no matter where you come from or what your religion or what your beliefs are, or whatever it is, we all have family and we all have connection. That's the one probably most important thing we could have, and Rugrats that's the focal point of Rugrats. It's about family and connection and diversity and the adventures along the way. And so I think that's why people are so happy to be back. They just get to feel that comfort of that familiar thing again.
Definitely. Like when this opportunity came to me, I was like remembering all the great times that I had with my little brother and how he would religiously make me sit down and watch it with him, and he would only watch it with me, and it really brought back a lot of nostalgia. So it's a great thing. So like that being said, we've all grown up on, a lot of us have grown up on Rugrats, and we think, what do you think that Tommy and Dill would be doing as adults? Like, what would their careers be? Would they be married? Would they have children?
That's a really good question.
Tommy's for sure in jail. Took that
I'm a robber. That's what I'll be doing. That's what you do with your dicey screwdriver. You open all kinds of crazy doors and steal crap.
No, you know what? That's a good question. Maybe they'd follow in father's footsteps and do some inventing or stuff, or maybe they'd not want to do that. I don't know. In All Grown Up, Dilly was pretty weird, but in a good way.
I think that Tommy might be he might want to be a veterinarian.
I love listening. Like, I'm amazed by how you can get, your regular voice, and then you can, bring on this voice that sounds nothing. Yeah. Like, I would never imagine you guys are the people behind the voices. And I mean that in the best way. Like, what was it like to record lines for this, second season? Did you guys do it together? Was it a different this time around because of COVID? Did you have to do it at home? That kind of thing?
Yeah, all recordings are via home studios since COVID happened. And, there's a sadness to that because we are all family. We love each other and we love to play off each other. So much of acting is listening, but because we're so familiar with each other, we can pretty much anticipate what a reaction is going to be. And we feel very lucky that people in animation really didn't miss work because of COVID. We're very lucky. It's like the only leg of the business that just didn't miss a beat, just kept going. And it's not the worst thing to work in your pajamas, So if you had a home studio, you were ready to go, and we still record via Zoom. And it's fun. It's different this time for me because when we first started the show, we had paper storyboards, and remember we used to schlep those around each. They were like kind of heavy, and you're trying to find your line so you know exactly what the animators had in mind. And now it's all done digitally. So in my case, my lines are on the stage directions. It's like baby Dill grabs Tommy's toy, pulls Angelica's hair, makes a poop, starts screaming. And so I get to watch some of the preliminary animation and just kind of follow it along and follow him along and see what he's doing and match that, which is really fun. I mean, after my first recording, I was with our director, Charlie Adler. I'm like, wow, it feels really good to put this old diaper back on. And it's just like no time had passed.
That's amazing. You guys are like, you guys are really like close. It's like a real family behind the scenes.
We're real sisters and brothers.
Yeah.
We really are.
Yeah, we hang out, we're buddies, and and our characters pop in and out, whether we're at home or we're doing a session. It's hard not to, like, when we're together, Tara and I will talk to each other as Buttercup or Bubbles or Tommy or Baby Dill or EG and Tara, but we're just we've gotten to just like everything is merged together, our work, our personal lives, our friendship, our baby brothership, our sistership. It's all just ties in together.
I'm sure that you two have been told this before, but you really could pass as sisters. Like,
People have actually confused us too.
Yeah, they do. We get a lot of that.
Sometimes in uncomfortable
Tara,
situations.
a lot of people will come to me and I loved you in Little Ponies. I'm like, that's Tara. And then they'll go,
Yeah. You're like, oh my God, it's Tommy Pickles. No, that's EG.
Yeah. We did a video together for a cover song. What's the song? Beautiful. What was the song we did?
Yeah, beautiful. It was a
We did the
political
song Beautiful, but we did this funny video where we really look similar. It's almost eerie.
on
but
all of our posts. People are like, you guys are twinsies.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
You don't hate it.
I love that.
I'm pretty.
Like-
I'm pretty
She's
lucky.
very pretty. I think she's very beautiful.
So my last question is, what have you learned about yourself being a voice actor, and what advice would you give to somebody looking to be a voice actor? I almost feel like it's more difficult than regular, like, being on the screen yourself.
Well, I think one of the most important things about voiceovers is you have to be willing to play and get out of yourself and just be goofy sometimes. And the other thing is, like, a lot of people will say, I have a really cool voice. Everybody tells me I should do it. And that's amazing if you have a great voice. And the key is learning to use your voice and find all the different little pockets and different sounds, but also to be a great actor. So I'd say, like, it's not as easy as in some respects, but I think the biggest thing is learn your craft and then have lots of fun on top of it.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah, and I think the same with on camera for voiceover. We know some of the most talented, gorgeous humans that never get a break. There has to be like a serendipitous moment for EG. It was certainly the Rugrats. That was her first audition, first job, and it really put her on the map. There sort of has to be this magical moment that propels you to a level that you can earn a living and feed your family doing it. And I think I've always been a grateful human, but I think animation in particular really taught me to be even more grateful and not, I always wanted to be an actress as a little girl. And I'm like, oh, I have to be really pretty, or I have to be really thin, or I have to be really whatever. And in animation, it doesn't matter what you look like. You get in the booth and, like EG said, you got to be ready to make some funny faces because you're going to look pretty silly.
It's really not very sexy at all. I mean, it's pretty sexy, but pooping all the time. I don't know about that.
But I think it really teaches you to sort of, like EG said, dive into that sort of deeper part of yourself, and whether or not you're feeling confident, you have to act that way. And these characters are like a wonderful conduit to bring forth confidence from all different universes and just sort of be these different characters for a little bit that get to make people happy around the world.
That okay. Now I have one more question. What's the biggest lesson that you two have taught each other?
Let me just say that me and EG have known each other a very long time. We've had a lot of life together. She almost gave birth in the first Rugrats recording. We've had marriages, divorces, children, and she's been there for me, and I've tried to reciprocate. I hope I've done a good job, but she's, a big sister to me. She's been there for me through some of the most challenging situations. I've learned so much from EG. I'm like so grateful for you. That's like my sort of, I'm usually kind of kibitzy, but that's like a real moment for me. Like, thank you for always being my big sister.
I love you, baby girl.
You guys are going to make me cry. That's so beautiful.
It's just true. And I think that relationship
Like my little sister.
translates,
She can be annoying, just like my little sister. But
Yeah, but I love her, and she's one of my dear friends for a long time and forever.
Oh, you guys are that's beautiful. I honestly, that touches my heart. Like that, I love that. Well, thank you so much for your time. I'm sorry that I was late. But I really do appreciate you answering my questions. And again, great hair. Like,
Thanks, Erin. And you look great too.
thank you. I'll talk to, bye.